Chip Andrews writes the longest question in history. He writes, one story from the Bible has always bothered me as the story of Noah's Ark. Maybe I'm just stupid, but it doesn't add up. How could people build a huge boat and then gather up 2 of every animal? The scientific guess is a range of 3 to 30 million species. So let's just say there are 3 million for my example, and let's say half of those are water creatures that could survive a flood on their own. Okay, so Noah had to gather 2 of 1.5 million animals for a total of 3 million. How is that even possible? I'm sure some would say that there were not that many species back then. If so, if that's true, doesn't that prove evolution? I'm in Texas, so before I answer this, I'm gonna go make sure my door's locked. Just a second. So the flood story, like many stories in the Bible, so I've been told, is not really so much about historical fact, but about belief itself, or as the St. George Michael would say, "'Cause I gotta have faith." Now, interestingly, flood myths are actually a part of many cultures from all around the world, from China to Greece, to Australian Aborigines, to even Native American tribes. They all have their own flood myths in their culture. Now, the Noah story is obviously the Judeo-Christian version of it, but it is by no means unique. So what does that mean that so many cultures from so many different places all around the world all have a very similar flood myth in their culture? Well, those who gotta have faith would say that it's only proof that there was really a worldwide flood and that the Noah story is true. While others who don't so much gotta have faith would say that the flood myth is just an example of a metaphorical construct that speaks to something very fundamental in our human psyche about destruction and rebirth. Floods aside, whether you believe that there was an ark several thousands of years ago that carried 2 of every single species in the world is just a matter of, "'Cause I gotta have faith." But there is one absolute truth that we can agree on. Arks are real. And there's one out there right now. As you hear my words coming out of my mouth into your ears right this very second, there is an ark in Norway called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Located outside the town of Longyearbyen on the island of Spitsbergen, these are real words, about 800 miles from the North Pole is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, which was created to house samples of every single food crop in the world. Literally carved out of the side of a mountain. The vault is a series of climate-controlled tunnels that are made to house up to 4.5 million samples of seeds from all around the world, which is a bit excessive, as there are only about 1.5 million known to exist. The facts about this thing are pretty crazy. It was selected for an area that has very little tectonic activity. It's way up high in the mountains to avoid any potential future ocean rises. And it's built in a place of permanent permafrost, which means that even if all the electrical systems went down, the temperature inside the vault would only rise up to about 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, there are about 750,000 samples in the seed vault, which is about half of all the food crops in the world, and more are being added every year. The purpose of the vault is to provide a permanent storage facility for all the food crops in the world in the event of a global catastrophe, but many believe that it's most likely just going to be used as reserves for all the other regional food vaults all around the world. Whether or not the seed vault will stand the test of time and save us all, well, 'cause I gotta have faith. You can join the conversation on YouTube. Just click subscribe to keep up with all the questions and answers you can handle. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for the show, I'd love to hear them. Please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, let your awesome be your guide.